Welcome back, guys. I'm talking about the Vikings. I mean, this is just a team I'm not really high on at all. Start with the quarterback. Sam Darnold, J.J. McCarthy, Nick Mullins, Jaron Hall. All four of those guys are players I don't ever want to see taking a snap at the starting quarterback if I'm the head coach or a fan. Sam Darnold, we've seen Sam Darnold. He's a fine backup, I guess. J.J. McCarthy, not a fan, personally. He won the national championship at Michigan. Didn't really show me anything else. Nick Mullins, again, fine backup. Jaron Hall, not a fine backup. I don't want Jaron. We've seen Jaron Hall. He's not exactly the best player in the world. So I'm going to put them. McCarthy, it's not very good. And Sam Darnold, that not very good. I'm only doing, I'm not going to do Mariota and Daniels because I don't see Mariota getting PT. Actually, I'll just do every quarterback on here when we get to them. I don't see Aaron Jones, although I did say I prefer him to Josh Jacobs. He's still not as good as he once was. I mean, yeah, above average runner. He's a plus. You know what? He's probably one of the brighter spots on this team. Ty Chandler, not really a guy you want as the number 2 back. Maybe the number 3. But, what do I know? He had 132 yards in this game. Maybe he really could be the future. Kene Nwangu, good return man. And they should have him down here. They don't. He's down there as second kick returner. And Myles Gaskin, who I didn't know was still in the league. I remember him in Miami. But that's about it. All I remember before. Justin Jefferson, we know Justin Jefferson, one of the best, if not the best receiver in the league. I was at the gym. I heard some people talking about Justin Jefferson's fantasy and where he falls, and they were talking about how they don't think he's going to be as good. That's BS. That's all BS. I don't care who's throwing him the ball. Justin Jefferson is still going to get his. He's still one of the best in the league, if not the best. I mean, you could look at a plethora of examples of a bad quarterback getting the receiver numbers. Look at Larry Fitzgerald from any year where Carson Palmer wasn't his quarterback, or Kurt Warner, and there was bad quarterback play, but he was still getting his yards and his catches. And let's example. 2011, he had 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns. And his quarterback was John Skelton and Kevin Kolb. 2 guys who weren't good. I mean, look, combined 20 touchdowns, 22 interceptions for them. And Richard Bartell, I mean, I don't know who that is. I know who the other 2 are. I have no clue who Richard Bartell is. This dude was huge, though, apparently. Going on a side quest now. I gotta see a picture of this guy. This guy, 250 QB, had only 6'3". Yeah, this is a pretty hefty guy. But, yeah, don't shy away from Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison, who in 2 career NFL off seasons has had 2 separate incidents of him recklessly driving. The first one was really shrugged off because he said he was trying to rush his dog to the vet because his dog had something wrong with it. But this time, a month ago, drunk driving, not exactly someone you want to see. something you want to see for a player. What the fuck? Not exactly something you want to see for a player who should be pretty good and should have a big role in your offense. Jalen Naylor as a wide receiver 3, don't love it. I mean, you had Osborne last year. I don't know why I can't remember his first name now. But Osborne, what's his first name? KJ? KJ Osborne, yeah. Who was very good last year as a wide receiver 3 for you. But now he's in New England. So, don't know about Jalen Naylor, Trent Sherfield. Really, the only thing I remember about him is him blocking the punt with his butt while he was on the Dolphins. And Brandon Powell is... I'd feel more comfortable with Brandon Powell at your wide receiver 3 than Jalen Naylor. I simply would. CJ Ham. Oh, forgot tight end. I'll see what we'll CJ Ham. CJ Ham doing his thing for like probably a decade now-ish. 8th season. Oh, but I got sneezed. I mean, he's one of the best fullbacks in the league. Need I say more? Tight end Hawkinson, one of the best in the league. Oliver, pretty good backup to as a tight end, all things considered. Johnny Munt, more of a blocking tight end, if I remember correctly. It's kind of what they bring him in for, is to block. And Robert Tonyan, who I was just wondering about during the Packers where he was, because he did have a year where he had like 10 touchdowns. But I guess he's just not really doing anything in the league anymore. 4th string tight end for the Vikings. Darisaw, very good. He just got paid a lot of money. Rightfully so. Thon Reisner, again, pretty good. Garrett Bradbury, pretty good. Ed Ingram, Brian O'Neill, I have no clue who those are. David Questenberry, do know who that is. He's okay. Jerry Tillery, I mean, that's just, you don't ever want to see that in your starting lineup. Yeah, I mean, he is, I am a Notre Dame fan. Jerry Tillery did go to Notre Dame, but he is abysmal and has been in the NFL. He is just not very good. Harrison Phillips, actually pretty good. Been around the block. It's like his 7th year. Bullard and Greenard, solid. Jahad Ward, who was Aaron Rodgers talking a lot of stuff like, dude, I've never heard you. Well, guess what, Aaron Rodgers? Jahad Ward had a better season than you did last year. How do you think about that? Jahad Ward had more sacks than you had snaps played last year. And I couldn't be more happy because I don't like Aaron Rodgers. And I'm glad that Jahad Ward is good. Ivan Pace Jr., who is actually pretty incredible. They just play him anywhere. He's taking snaps just all over the field. Cashman, fine player. Ginkle, fine player. Byron Murphy, would have said fine player, but he was making fun of my Byron Murphy in Seattle. So actually, this Byron Murphy sucks and is maybe the worst player in the NFL. Harrison Smith, he's been one of the best safeties in the league for over a decade now. He's a Hall of Famer. And at the old age of 35, he's still pretty good. Cam Bynum, was he in Buffalo? Or am I? No, he was never in Buffalo. I'm thinking of a different Cam corner. Mahomes, okay. Shaq Griffin, really unfortunate that he left Seattle because he was, I gotta sneeze again, pretty good in Seattle, and then went to Jacksonville. Wasn't good in Jacksonville. Carolina, not very good in Carolina. Houston, not very good in Houston. And now he's in Minnesota. So, I do hope the best for him. I hope that he can be good. Bobby McCain was a legend in my Madden 20 Dolphins franchise. In Madden 20, Bobby McCain had star development for some reason. And, he turned out to be pretty good in that game. On the real level. Lewis Sign, who has like one of the most majestic looking pictures I've ever seen. That is a majestic dude, let's be honest. Hasn't done a ton. Kyrie Thomas should have been here. Rest in peace. Really unfortunate what happened to him. It's just really tragic. Andrew Booth really hasn't lived up to the hype at all. He's actually been quite not good. And Dallas Turner, who I really like, I think he's going to be pretty good. So, on to the schedule. And I'm not totally optimistic about this team and their abilities, as you see with placement of their quarterbacks. It's not very good. Daniel Jones, I think, is also not that great, but I think he is serviceable. Last year, not good. Got hurt. But the year before, this is a very good season. 15 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. He led his team to the playoffs. This was a good year. And now he's got Malik Neighbors. Hopefully that will, help. I don't really think anyone's arguing with these two. Same with this one. 0-17 is really unrealistic and pretty much impossible to do. So I'm gonna have to find a win in here somewhere. But they're just not very good. I don't think they'll beat the Rams. I don't think they'll beat the Colts. I don't think they'll beat the Jaguars. They have one primetime game all year. Two primetime games all year. This is where they could get their wins here, and this is a stretch of winning. Titans. I don't think the Titans are going to be very good. I don't think the Vikings are going to be very good either. But I have to find them some wins. Cardinals, Vikings. I think these are two winnable games. So I'm actually gonna give them two winnable games because 3-13 sounds a lot. Let's just say they're losing to Seattle. 3-14 sounds a lot better and more realistic than 1-16 on paper. It does. So, quick little recap of the division: Packers 11-6, Lions 11-6, Bears 8-9, Vikings 3-14. That's how I see the NFC North going in 2024, 2025. Might, depending on if I'm busy, record the NFC East tomorrow. But if I don't record it, I'm probably busy. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Even if you just skip to the end, I'll see you all sometime in the near future.